I don't know if you guys have heard, but last month this sort of niche, little known game came out. Not hyped at all. It was called Hollow Knight Silksong. To the returning viewers, yes, I've been absent for a long time, but explaining why right now is really bad for retention with the new people, so just bear with me, I'll explain at the end. Now, since none of you have ever heard of Hollow Knight Silksong, I'm sure you're really intrigued to hear about this game and you want to know about my experience with it. Now, I suppose I could be convinced to talk about it, however, I don't think a small-time game like this is going to garner many views. So if you want me to do Past Last Judge, you're gonna have to drop a like and subscribe. I'm sorry, it's 2025, man, that's just the way it is in this damn economy. I haven't uploaded in a whole month. I am eating breadcrumbs over here. But on a serious note, Hollow Knight Silksong. This game has taken the world by storm. I was extremely excited to jump into it on stream with all of you. I was pissed off because it happened to be my first day of school, but I hopped in nonetheless with only about 3 hours to play the game. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Hollow Knight, you are Hornet, a half-spider, half-god who was trained by bees, and that's why she's called Hornet. This is kind of hard to explain to newbies. So anyway, a bunch of bugs somehow managed to capture Hornet, and they're taking her to a faraway kingdom called Farloom. I have no idea what they want to do to her there. They want her to silk the song, perhaps. But alas, Hornet decides to lock in at the last moment and gets herself dropped off a cliff. Okay, awesome. Great. We're at the very bottom of the map now. Good fucking job, Hornet. And listen, I'm not going to spend too much time describing this. I escaped Moss Grotto and beat the shit out of this extremely easy boss. Obviously, it's the first boss. And then I immediately jump back in and fall right down to the bottom of the map because I was curious where the hole went. You know, curiosity really kills the cat in this game. So anyway, welcome to Bone Bottom, an extremely depressing little town. I want to get out of here immediately. Let's go. We leave and we meet this cute little girl, or at least I thought it was a girl. Turns out this is a guy. But listen to this.
I'm good. She's definitely good.
Like, oh my god, you are just the most adorable little dude ever. I will protect you with my life, Sherma. We go upstairs and we meet Chakra, who kneels down to talk to me, this rude bitch. Her singing is also kind of annoying and a lot more elaborate than Cornifer. Cornifer, you fucking fraud. But this is the new map seller in Silksong. Cool. I mean, she looks really cool. She's strong. Cornifer was implied to be strong. I don't know how he got to some of the places he was in. Whereas Chakra, she looks like she might beat my ass. We double back and we find... Oh my god, is that a big dog? Doggy. Doggy. We've acquired a dog now. Her name is Aira. Ava? No, it's Aira. Aira. After we get our ass beat by this ant a couple of times, we decide to go down to the Marrow and Deep Docks. And after we're done traversing an environment that is definitely not safe for bugs, we encountered the first major boss. Lace. Now we learn later that Lace is basically just a lollibaba, and she is a old woman who behaves like a child for eternity. That's fun. For now, we just beat her ass. This is a really fun boss fight, genuinely 10 out of 10, and the soundtrack fucking bangs. Anyway, sorry not sorry, Lace. I'm sure we'll see her again later anyway. We head into Farfields and we go past this suspiciously boss-looking robot, farm some spines, get this silly-looking cloak that allows us to float, and... motherfucker, it is a boss. Okay, well... It's a pretty cool looking boss, but it's also a really easy boss. This one I did first try. From there we're able to make it up into Greymoor, where I finally unlocked the Crest of the Reaper, and thank God for that because pogoing is now super easy. And spoiler, I end up being ride or die with this crest for the entire game. I am a Crest of the Reaper elitist. And then we got onto what is by far my least favorite boss in the game, other than that one gauntlet in the high halls, if you can count that. But it's the Moorwing. This boss took me more attempts than any other boss in Act 1 or 2, and yes, I did fight the Savage Beastfly, but eventually I killed that motherfucker. Here's my reaction.
Fuck up out of here, bitch. Holy. God, you suck. Get out of the way. Please.
From there, we maneuver through this cool looking area called Shellwood, and we encounter yet another boss. Sister Splinter. I'm really not a fan of bosses that summon minions. Like, can you please just let me focus on the boss? It kind of feels like cheap artificial difficulty inflation to me. Nevertheless, I beat the shit out of that wood bitch. Let's not get it mixed up here. Sister Splinter, more like dead, and now we can jump off of walls. Amazing. This will open up so many new areas. Time to go explore. But first, it was time for another one of my favorite boss fights. We need to free the city of Bellheart from its curse, and in order to do that, we gotta fight Widow. A very angry, very loud, and very flamboyant spider. She might also be like my aunt or like distant cousin or something. Listen, nobody is immune to these hands. And hell, Widow certainly wasn't. It took a couple of tries, but she went down. That second phase did catch me off guard though. Either way, Bellheart is free! At this point, I am so utterly broke that I discover a money farming method. We do that for a while, gear up, and now it's time for Hunter's March, an area that I'd already heard quite a lot about, and so I was pretty terrified. Little did I know, the only thing making it so difficult for some people was the fact that they were using the Hunter's Pogo. Since I had already gotten the Reaper's Crest before I even bothered, this area was basically a cakewalk until I got to this bench. And seriously, if I could find the person on Team Cherry who came up with this idea, I would throttle them. And I'm not even gonna lie, I was so pissed that I literally looked up a guide. You can hit this wall, and you can hit the little lever. Thank me later if you happen to be stuck here. And now it's time to fight a boss whose reputation preceded itself. It's the Savage Beastfly. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, this boss was really not as hard as you guys chalked it up to be. Morwing somehow took me like double or triple the amount of tries. I would say the most infuriating part about Savage Beastfly is that it's not necessary at all. It doesn't lead anywhere useful, and the reward you get from it is completely shit. It's probably even the worst crest in the game. So the good news is that there are literally no consequences for avoiding this pain in the ass fight, another boss that has a lot of summons and is insanely carried by the summons. And not gonna lie, I think I had an even harder time with this flying guy and big guy duo at the top of Hunter's March than I did with Savage Beastfly. This one was even more infuriating because it leads to an even worse reward. Hunter's March as an area is just, it pisses me off because what's the point of even going here? I low-key gotta take a break in the middle of my recording because my neighbor is very loudly running his vehicle outside. Let me be quiet for a sec. Can you guys hear that? Like, bro, if you're going, go! I guess I'll take this moment to tell you guys to subscribe if you're enjoying the video and you want more Silksong, am I right? Oh, also, we're naked now. I don't know how, but it just kinda happened. Yeah, just happened. No idea how that could have occurred. Anyway, we explore the prison and try desperately to recover our stuff, at which point Hornet does this. Which, goddamn, I don't blame you for being pissed off, but I was not expecting some John Wick type shit. She also gets her own boss remix. We beat the fuck out of every single individual in this room and escape. This is a really cool section. I feel bad for the people who missed it because apparently you can miss it. So if you're still in Act 1, go get captured. It's fun. And so at this point, I know where the Citadel is, but I'm struggling to find my way there. You know, we go over to where the Craws live. We go up to Sinner's Road, which is a way to get there, but it's definitely not the ideal way. We free this pervert flea, and then he ends up trying to spy on me in the bathtub. I punch him in the face. This is a funny little interaction. And I do this for so long, thinking that I'm just missing the way, that eventually I just end up searching it up. And I'm like, oh, blasted steps. Wow, there's a room to the far left of Shellwood that I missed. Cool. That's pretty annoying though. Anyway, we go to Blasted Steps. I don't really bother to check anything else there. We just really quickly parkour up to the top, hit this bench. Hornet talks to Sherma and literally says like, bro, please go home. It's getting extremely dangerous. And Sherma's like, no. And I'm like, okay, fine. You can just die then, you little shit. And now we're at the most devious run back other than Grohl. Welcome to The Last Judge. This is a really fun boss, a boss with a really cool design, a boss with a cool soundtrack, and it's a very fun boss to fight. However, the run back, pretty annoying. I got used to it and I optimized it pretty well after the first 3 runs or so. So the run back ends up taking me about 30 seconds, give or take. I'll include some footage of the run back just in case you're a complete noob and for some reason can't figure it out yourself. I will say the thing that saves you the most time on this is definitely hitting this jump right here. There you go. Enjoy. It's a hard-fought battle of 7 attempts, but we end up killing the last judge at long last. And just like that, we've gained access to the Citadel, and we're one step closer to finding whoever the hell brought us here. We enter the Citadel on some nonchalant bug type shit and head to the elevator. And I'm sure this elevator is going to work completely fine. Ah, god fucking damn it. Fade to black. You like that? I'm ending it on a cliffhanger like it's a weekly television series. Now, subscribe for more, drop a like, and I'll cover the rest of Silksong. Now, for those of you who want to know where I've been, stay for the rest of the video. The rest of you can skedaddle now. I'll see you next time. Right, so there's been a lot of circumstances, to say the least. I went back to school, so that kind of already slows down the production. Then, my computer went ahead and broke, so all of the videos I was working on, they're gone now. Except for this one, luckily, because all those Silksong streams are stored on YouTube. Shout out to you, Google. So I decided to use some of my YouTube money to finally buy a new PC, because honestly, I've needed it anyway. And then, the day I got my new PC, I got sick. I was sick for about a week, and literally since then, I've had this persistent cough that I've been desperately waiting for it to go away. And it is only just now that I've finally, well, fucking hell, I guess not. As I was saying, it's only just now that I've finally felt like my voice is good enough to start recording videos again, and so we're back. Like, this cough is literally stuck around for 3 weeks now. I have no idea what to do, so I've actually booked a doctor's appointment about it. I might be dying, guys. No, I'm just joking, of course. I'm sure it'll be fine, but it's annoying nonetheless. So those are the circumstances that have caused me to be out of the game for literally a month. I apologize. I'm hoping to upload plenty more videos in the future now that my PC is good enough to run and record literally anything. I have none of the restrictions that I had before. And I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited. I'm excited to be back, guys. It is going to be a great rest of the year. It's going to be a great next year. Really excited to share it with you all. And I hope you hit that subscribe button. Join the journey, and like I said, if you're new here and you were just watching for the Silksong video, I appreciate you listening to my rants. Welcome to the community. You can join the Discord down below. I should have plugged that way earlier, but I'm going to plug it now. Join the Discord down below. I am active in there. It's kind of dead, but I am active. And yeah, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Ciao.